This is the critique of Midsummer Night's Dream. It was funnier than I really thought it was going to be. Everyone kind of made it sound like it was going to be boring and that Shakespeare's version of a comedy isn't very comedic. And my expectations going into this was quite low. I'm not saying the whole play was funny, but there were definitely some parts that got a chuckle out of me. I wasn't like busting a gut or anything, but it was all right. Um, right away, like as soon as I finished like the first act and kind of got place of who everyone was, I realized that this play is a lot like Love Stinks by Bob Seger. I just thought that was kind of interesting because I love Bob Seger. Anyway, I really liked Lysander and Helena. I thought they were more the innocent two out of those four lovebirds. Um, Hermia was pretty snarky. I feel like her intentions were good as far as talking towards Helena, but I just feel like she came off as, even though it may be accidental, a little snarky. And Demetrius, he was a flat out jerk to Helena before he got the potion in his eyes. I really also liked Robin Goodfellow, the Puck. He was probably one of the funniest parts of that whole play, mainly because he just kept screwing up. When people do dumb stuff or do things wrong, it's always funny. That lead fairy, that chick fairy, she was annoying. I didn't care for her. I'm glad she ended up with that guy with the ass's head. Obviously, everything turned out fine, but I thought that was a good part of the play just because she deserved it. She just flat out deserved it.
For English, we had to read Othello. Well, basically, it was either this one or another Shakespeare play. So, Othello. What did I think of it? Well, let me tell you the summary first. It took place in Venice. We have three main characters: Rodrigo, Desdemona, Othello, and there's chaos in between. There's relationship, problems, which everybody does. So basically, Rodrigo is the bad guy here. He wants Des. I'm just gonna call her Des. It's easier. But Othello and Des are married. So wouldn't you kind of think that she's off limits? But Rodrigo didn't think so. So Rodrigo was Othello's friend. He was, the friendly person, but then stab you in the back, not in front of you type of friend. Two-Face. So he eventually really wanted Des. He took the matter into his own hands and started making up lies and turning Othello against Des. The first plan backfired. He got Des's father involved because Othello and Des were, in his eyes, not supposed to be together. And in the movies that trailers or whatever you want to call it, it was more of an interracial relationship. But, it could be anybody. It could be of the same racial background. So, when I read the book, I didn't immediately go to interracial. Rodrigo tried different things. He had Othello do some, be tempted with other women and whatever else. And then Rodrigo started to create lies. He started saying Des was sleeping around, was a whore, all these types of things. And one night, Othello just snapped. I mean, he called her this, he just went ballistic. And from then on there, everything just spiraled into chaos. Othello just, point blankly, then killed his wife. What? Why? I am so confused by that. I really am. I'm just like, she, didn't do it, but then I can see, Rodrigo is telling you this. I mean, everybody has friends that, are kind of like, yes, she did this, or he did this, whatever else, and really, in reality, they didn't. So, I mean, it's trying to get truth, and, sometimes that's hard to get the truth out of anything. But eventually, Othello also killed himself, and I don't know if that was really necessary, but it's Shakespeare. I guess you just kind of learn to live with that. Rodrigo did die also. This was a tragedy, and I was hoping that they would die just a little more dramatically. I'm just kind of more of that type of person, but it was, not that bad of, one of Shakespeare's, plays, sonnets, whatever you want to call it. I, didn't expect the death that it was, and I seriously loved the interaction of the characters throughout. In the movies, Othello and Rodrigo were very much in love, and they wanted to be with each other all the time. I guess, I don't know if that's true with today's relationships, but I mean, Shakespeare kind of, is in today's works no matter what. Relationships, yes, they do go bad. And I guess people deal with, that in different ways.